It's basically you don't know what's gonna happen that day. You being a game banger, your life is in jeopardy that day. Everybody knows your day walk out that door. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Break yourself, fool!
They say when someone hurts the people you love, you got three choices. You can forgive and move on, wait and let karma do the dirty work, or you can do like Sylvia Nunn did and become the karma. Sylvia's big brother was nearly killed after rival gang members ambushed and shot him multiple times. Instead of her backing down, hiding, or playing it safe, at 16 years old, she loaded up with rage, stepped into the war zone, and went on a full revenge tour that coined her the female Rambo. Straight out of Compton, California, a city known to have birthed legends, killers, and kingpins. This is the birthplace of Raymond Washington and Tookie Williams, the two men who founded the Crips and forever changed the streets of Los Angeles. Around this time, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King had been assassinated, and the Black Panthers were being dismantled by the government, so young black people were left without leadership or direction. Raymond Washington noticed this and tried to model the Crips after the Black Panthers, but without support and structure, he wasn't able to do so. After a while, the Crips began to spread like wildfire, and with their rise came violence, power struggles, and bloodshed amongst the black community. So what originally started as protection for the neighborhood quickly turned into a deadly empire after groups started to break off into their own sets and stop following the same code. Now, a group of young men from Piru Street, who originally aligned with the Crips, broke away after finding out they weren't being treated with the same respect they felt they deserved. So they ended up cutting ties and creating their own gang called the Piru Street Boys. This split would give birth to the Bloods, who became one of the most feared and resilient gang alliances to ever hit the streets. Out of that came a whole new era of gang warfare. The Treetop Pirus, Fruittown Pirus, Mob Pirus, and M Street Pirus. The Crips viewed this separation as an act of betrayal, while the Bloods believed that they had been used, disrespected, and pushed out. Neither side was willing to let go or forgive. This changed the whole dynamic of what gangs represented and caused so many senseless murders amongst the black community. Now, although there were way more Crips throughout Los Angeles, the Bloods didn't back down from anything. If you messed with one of them, they didn't hesitate to retaliate. Now, in neighborhoods like Compton, joining a gang wasn't always about chasing trouble. Some were forced to join, and as for the females, they would join to prove their love for someone who was already in the gang. Growing up in an area where gang activities were prominent, many became affiliated just to survive. If you rolled up in the wrong area, you were either a part of the Crips or you were a part of the Bloods. Of course, there were some instances where they would let you slide, but for the most part, you had to be claiming some kind of set. This is the world Marcus and Sylvia Nunn came up in. They weren't raised in a broken home or a situation where the streets were their only option. In fact, they came up in a pretty solid upper middle class family and were raised in a structured home. Their parents worked hard to provide stability and tried to steer them in the right direction. This is the part that makes this story so shocking. They had the kind of home life that most kids in the neighborhood didn't. But I guess even in good homes, if you weren't strong-minded, it was easy to get caught up in.